Welcome back. This is Rick Bowman, and this video is part 3 of examples of what doesn't work when it comes to negotiating car deals. And I'd like to continue with another couple of examples of what I refer to as urban car buying myths. And this is the one that you get from friends or family, and there's another one that's kind of intertwined that I'm going to discuss along with this. So let's start with the advice that you get from, say, friends or family. And I tend to refer to this advice as the Uncle Buck theory. I think that probably most families out there have somebody like this. And Uncle Buck is a guy that has been around for years and years, and he knows how to buy cars. At least that's what he tells you at all the family functions and gatherings that are out there. And that he's an authority on it. And he beats up dealerships, and boy, did he screw the dealership on this one, and if they didn't do it his way, and I can tell you exactly how to buy a car. That's an Uncle Buck. And he's well-meaning. Don't get me wrong, okay? Uncle Buck thinks that he really knows how to beat up a dealership. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And I want you to think about something. Think about this for just a second, okay? Who do you actually think is better at negotiating a car deal? A guy who does it once every 3 years, maybe once every 2 years, or the guy who does it 5 or 6 times a day? That's my point when it comes to taking advice from friends or family, or the Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's going to tell you how to beat up the dealership and how he's done it, and boy, look at this deal that he got. And when you ask Uncle Buck, okay, or at least if I asked him, well, how do you know that that was a great deal? The answer usually comes back is, well, the dealership told me so. Well, of course they're going to tell you so. Okay, that's their job from the get-go. They're to turn around and tell you, oh, well, the advertised price, that's as low as we go. But if I could, would you? Their job is to hold gross. And it's to make sure that they give away the least amount to make you a customer. The second example is what's referred to in the industry as a third baseman. And they're intertwined. It's kind of the same thing. The difference is a third baseman actually takes the time to go out and negotiate the car deal on behalf of the customer. Third basemen, again, they're well-meaning, and they kind of come from the Uncle Buck theory of I know how to negotiate a car deal. And we call them a third baseman because they're not really party to the deal. They're just there to help their friend or their family member. And I love to see third basemen come. Third baseman to me made my job so easy because of the way I dealt with them. And I'll give you a quick example. A third baseman a lot of times will come in when you're in the middle of negotiating a car deal will start to make objections. And what I would do simply, and this is just one example of how to disarm a third baseman, I would sit there and, let's say his name is John. I would go, John, God, hold on one second, excuse me, I forgot something. And I would run over, I would get a credit application. I would come back to the table, and I would go, God, John, you know, I'm really sorry. Could you just do me a quick favor and just fill out this information? And I would check mark certain things on the application, just a quick, credit application, and said, we'll go ahead and we'll get that information put in, and you know what, we probably could lower the interest rate, okay? But let's take a look and see where we're sitting with your credit. And John would sit back, and he would go, well, I'm not on the car deal. I would go, oh, you're not. Oh, I thought that you were. Oh, so you're just down here to make sure that, let's say the customer's name is Jerry, is protected and that he doesn't get screwed at a dealership. I can understand that. Most dealerships have a really bad reputation. And what would happen is I would end up building a rapport with John, third baseman. Well, pretty soon, I would sit there and I would just compliment John and just tell John, God, you are really good at negotiating car deals. You know what, Jerry? You should really listen to John. Well, pretty soon, John starts liking me, and John starts listening to the advice, and John actually sells the car for me. And when I turn around, I look at John and go, by the way, there's an extended warranty. You're pretty sharp, John. Don't you think that, an extended warranty is a good idea? Well, after I've got a rapport with John, John goes, you know what, Jerry, you should get the extended warranty. He ended up doing all my work for me. Those are the two examples and two things that don't work. In the next video, what I want to cover is, hey, you don't know me. Why should you listen to me? I think it'll be a pretty good video. But we'll catch you in the next video, and I thank you for listening to this one, and I hope it helps a little bit.